If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Instruction begins when you put yourself in his place so that you may understand what he understands and in the way he understands it. Talking without thinking is like shooting without aiming. Let reality be reality. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react. Keep busy. It's the cheapest kind of medicine there is on this earth and one of the best. I've come to believe that each of us has a personal calling that's as unique as a fingerprint, and that the best way to succeed is to discover what you love and then find a way to offer it to others in the form of a service, working hard, and also allowing the energy of the universe to lead you. Focus on improving yourself, not proving yourself. Never tell your friends your plans. Stop putting too much trust in them. Don't get stuck in the past. Focus on the present. What worries you masters you. Other people's stupidity never makes us smart. Normalize walking some paths alone because goals are personal. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. If you love something, let it free. If it comes back, then it's yours and meant to be, and if not, then move on. Loving yourself means not hating your experiences. Do one thing every day that scares you. What Paul says about Peter tells us more about Paul than about Peter. I opened my eyes and saw the real world, and I began to laugh, and I haven't stopped since. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Time never waits. It only urges you to catch up or get left behind. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. Fear of death increases in exact proportion to increase in wealth. Keep your promises. So many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. Don't be afraid to take risks and try new things. Life is too short to always play it safe. Nothing makes a man so adventurous as an empty pocket. The more you have, the more people will envy you. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Even in the sheath, the sword must be sharp. so too must the mind and the spirit be within the body. Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, and the last stream poisoned will we realize we cannot eat money. The first thing you have to know is yourself. The only way to live like a king is to work like a slave. Those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Mistakes are stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Learn from them and move forward. We gain by losing, lose by gaining. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Whoever has learned to be anxious in the right way has learned the ultimate. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions, and never know too much to learn something new. When truth and fairness are different from what is law, better it is to follow truth and fairness. Always know the difference between what you're getting and what you deserve. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. Don't get bogged down in regrets. No one is perfect. Don't feel guilty for doing what's best for you. The people who mind don't matter. The people who matter don't mind. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Never take anything personally. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. One day, you'll see why God made you wait. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Forget what hurt you, but never forget what it taught you. The rules of decency are only a semblance of truth and the beginning of all disorder. The only true wealth is time. When true virtue is lost, good nature appears. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. There are worse things than being alone, but it often takes decades to realize this, and most often, when you do, it's too late. Do every act of your life as if it were the very last act of your life. It is nothing to die, it is frightful not to live. People don't get what they deserve. I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Keep your mouth shut whenever you're happy. Hate an enemy remembering that he can become a friend. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. There is truth in wine and children. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones. Keep your friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent. Money is a tool, not the goal. Freedom is the goal. The only person who's ever going to remember your hard work is you, not this company, not your boss, only you. It's not worth killing yourself over a company that'll replace you in 2 days if you're gone. The man who has no inner life is the slave of his surroundings. You need to stop the habit of doubting yourself. It is sad to go to pieces like this, but we all have to do it. Your friends' problems become your problems. The smaller your circle, the less underscore you have to deal with. Money grows on skills, not trees. A friend to all is a friend to none. Sex is nature's way of saying, let's do this again. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Be frugal, eat only real food, no wheat, and limit carbs. Not every sweet fruit gives birth to sweet groves. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. Do not seek, otherwise you will lose. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Remember 5 years ago you dreamed about being where you are now. Think about it. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Your life improves once you realize no one cares except yourself. A friend standing behind is worse than an enemy standing in front. My sorrow is my castle. Never complain of that of which it is at all times in your power to rid you. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Watch your words, they become your actions. Rehearsing situations in your head is a waste of time. The situation will always be different than anything your imagination will come up with. Lost money is recoverable, lost moments aren't. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. An adventure is simply physical and emotional discomfort recollected in tranquility. Work at your job and make a living. Work on yourself and make a fortune. There is nothing more unbearable than idleness. Marry before 30. Have kids before 35, work and earn actively, and sufficiently till and before 40. Make passive income workable before 50. Plan to retire from work activity before 60. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Do not chase after happiness, it is always in you. He who is satisfied with his lot is rich. Instruction begins when you put yourself in his place so that you may understand what he understands and in the way he understands it. Dreams are achievable. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. You can't change what happened, no matter if it was your fault or someone else messed it up. Don't be mad about it. Deal with the challenge. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Give without expecting anything in return. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. He who carefully finishes his work as he began will not fail. Don't react in anger immediately, wait for it to subside. What is said or done in anger is irreversible. People who do not understand your silence will never understand your words. Taking money never gets boring. Giving money gets boring quickly. He who walks straight rarely falls. Rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TVs. When a real battle starts, you'll always find that there is no bravest man. Without work, all life goes rotten, but when work is soulless, life stifles and dies. Punishing truth invites lies. Show strengths, not weaknesses. Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. No regrets, just do better next time. It's not the mistake that matters, it's how you interpret the lesson. Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present, and to mistrust the future. Adversity is like a strong wind. It tears away from us all, but the things that cannot be torn, so that we see ourselves as we really are. One day or day one, you decide. Never marry a woman who has had many men. Accept our own thoughts. There is nothing absolutely in our power. There is nothing softer and more flexible than water, but try to resist it. Letting go is much easier than you think. Holding on is much tougher than you think. Remember, if you play small, you stay small. We are like chameleons. We take our hue and the color of our moral character from those who are around us. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. The best way to lose a woman was to show her a kind of life that one could offer her for only a few days. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Don't resist them, that only creates sorrow. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but think, fail, and learn. Boastful speeches are the first sign of weakness, and those who are capable of great things keep their mouths shut. Lend money in front of witnesses. Give money without them. Time is money. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. Everything happens for a reason. Regret inaction, not action. Whoever talks her lot often fails. Don't let success go to your head. Don't let failure go to your heart. Seek respect, not attention. It lasts longer. Let us never forget that government is ourselves, and not an alien power over us. The ultimate rulers of our democracy are not a handful of politicians, but the millions of men and women who cast the ballot. It does not require many words to speak the truth. Money grows on the tree of persistence. Writing down is the best way to remember. Pause this video and comment below your favorite quotes. Money is a tool, not the goal. Freedom is the goal. Be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. Don't make a permanent decision based on temporary emotions. Do what you can with all you have, wherever you are. If you blame someone else, don't expect it to get better. Start saving your money. Don't spend it on homes you can't afford, fancy cars, and running your credit cards to the max. To be able to forget means sanity. If you own something you cannot give away, then you don't own it, it owns you. The time for action is now. It's never too late to do something. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Hope is a good breakfast, but it is a bad supper. The more honest a man is, the less he suspects others of dishonesty. Stop doubting yourself. Done is better than perfect. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think before acting. It reflects your character. Do what no one else can do, and you will become what no one else can become. Practice self-compassion. We are all human, and everyone makes mistakes. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift of God, which is why we call it the present. Don't regret the past. See, at that moment, you did your best. Many people don't like you, especially if they see you as competition. It's good to be generous, benign, and magnanimous, but there's a limit, or you'll be taken for granted. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. Stop calling it a dream. Start calling it a plan. A bad phase of your life can start at any time. It was a melancholy secret that reality can arouse desires but never satisfy them. Life's most significant achievements often emerge from the depths of adversity. Nothing is actually as bad as it seems or as great as you think it will be. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Let the person speak freely if you want to hear the truth. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. As long as a word remains unspoken, you are its master. Once you utter it, you are its slave. I can't give you a surefire formula for success, but I can give you a formula for failure. Try to please everybody all the time. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. Procrastination is the thief of time. Hear it. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. If someone tells you you can't, they're showing you their limits, not yours. Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Seek wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is of the past. Wisdom is of the future. There is no better way to save yourself than saving money every day. Compound interest can do wonders. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Lower your expectations. Having high expectations of yourself and others is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction in life. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. You attract what you are. If you want to attract better, become better. No one is going to figure out your life. It's your responsibility. Save a little money every week or month. Nothing gives you happiness like a financial buffer. No excuses, because excuses don't solve your problems. I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come indirectly through accident, except the photograph. Start saving your money. Don't spend it on homes you can't afford, fancy cars, and running your credit cards to the max. In the end, you'll be much happier. What is youth? A dream. What is love? The dream's content. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, treat her like a guest, and listen to what she wants to say. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. Learn to be self-sufficient and realize you are mortal who will suffer horribly later if you don't become independent and resourceful. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do and then do it. Walk lightly in the spring. Mother Earth is pregnant. Don't overshare. Privacy is power. It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes mean you're trying. Lead a moderate and sober life if you wish to be independent. One today is worth two tomorrows. Be valuable, not available. Everyone saves someone at least once, just as he kills someone at least once, even though he may not know it. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. Don't judge your greatness by your shadow at sunset. All that people need in order to rise up against tyranny is a leader bold enough to take up the banner. Walls keep things out and in. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. A good life has some bad days too. As one candle can light another, so can greatness of mind be transferred amongst men. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Actions speak louder than words. Many people take no care of their money till they come nearly to the end of it, and others do just the same with their time. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. The best things are yet to come. Trust yourself. You are stronger than you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life, and you are undefeated. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. This is your world. Shape it or someone else will. Only a complete idiot would argue with a woman and appeal to her logic. Never go to the past, not for happiness, not for justification, not for excuses. The world is what it is, you are what you are. Have firm boundaries and be discerning about who you let into your life. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up the present. Breathe, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. Things will get better, just wait. When you work for someone else, you have the right only to labor, not to the fruits of your labor. If you intend to consult someone about your problems, look first at how this person manages his own. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. The wise man is one who knows what he does not know. Hope is a passion for the possible. Don't ever let the same people disappoint you twice. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Almost everybody is born a genius and buried an idiot. Don't chase women instead. Focus on your growth, values, and cultivating kindness. The right person will find their way to you at the perfect moment without the need for chasing. Temperance is the first step of virtue, which is the beginning of moral perfection. It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. I stood next to her, listened to her, laughed, and thought how terrible it is to love a woman and be poor. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. Prioritize your mental health over any relationship. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Only trust someone who can see these three things in you: the sorrow behind your smile, the love behind your anger, and the reason behind your silence. Conquering yourself is the ultimate victory. In order for the light to shine so brightly, the darkness must be present. There is no crime greater than having too many desires. There is nothing more tiring than to attend how a person demonstrates his mind, in particular if there is no mind. Every bad decision we have made in life had more emotion in it than there was mind, every single one. Live like there's no tomorrow, and do what you love. The money will flow. Do not postpone joy for the sake of the future. Tomorrow is promised to no one. The most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Be careful with a joke. You may be misunderstood. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Everyone at some time or another sits down to a banquet of consequences. We have four problems: overthink, overtrust, overshare, and overlove. Sometimes, when something tragic or heartbreaking happens, you never truly get over it or move on. You just learn to live with it. Slow down and realize that mistakes are essential to learning anything. For more intriguing topics, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Only those who can afford not to lie are free. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the ones worth suffering for. Invest in yourself. The returns are lasting. Failure is a bend in the road, not the end of the road. Learn from failure and keep moving forward. Truth always rests with the minority, and the minority is always stronger than the majority, because the minority is generally formed by those who really have an opinion, while the strength of a majority is illusionary. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. There will always be someone who doesn't see your worth. Don't let it be you. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. The unwanting soul sees what's hidden, and the ever-wanting soul sees only what it wants. In order to understand the world, one has to turn away from it on occasion.